Yes, I agree with that. Furthermore, it is evident that we will never have the words to adequately convey the depth of our suffering over the last several years, and that is precisely because it is so excruciatingly painful. It was so excruciatingly painful that I refuse to even describe it. Joni Lam, head of Daystar TV, was the target of some harsh criticism from Suzy and Jonathan Lam towards the end of last year. Their 5-year-old daughter and a relative named Pete were allegedly involved in the incident in which she was allegedly hiding Jonathan. Discovered Pete in a room by himself with their child after his daughter gave a detailed account of the essay in 2020, according to them. However, they claimed that neither Joni nor her late husband Marcus Lam paid attention to their concerns and that no investigation was launched after they informed them about it. According to Jonathan and Suzy, the Lam family ignored their demands for justice and swiftly declared Pete innocent. On the other hand, Joni Lam has rejected all of these accusations publicly, claiming that her son Jonathan Lam made them up in an effort to seize control of Daystar TV. Joni has stated in multiple interviews that the alleged abuse did not occur and that the affair ended a long time ago. She maintains her stance that Jonathan and Suzy resurrected the scandal in order to increase their influence over the network's operations. As a result of this controversy, many Christians find themselves caught between two competing narratives, which has shocked the religious community. Who is being honest here? Anyone attempting to exert influence? What does this mean for Christian leadership in the modern day? Much as predicted, this situation has sparked a tremendous storm among Christians. Many have banded together to show their support for Suzy and Jonathan Lam, demand that Joni Lam resign, and see that justice is served. They believe that the allegations should have been investigated promptly rather than disregarded altogether if a minor had reported such a terrible incident. The supporters of Jonathan and Suzy Lam believe that Daystar TV, being a Christian network, ought to serve as an exemplar of transparency and accountability. They are seeking answers regarding the reasons behind the incomplete investigation of the accusations and Joni's decision to disregard them rather than address them. They are concerned that Christian institutions may be involved in cover-ups due to this entire situation. The ministry's reputation is often put at risk when allegations of abuse are disregarded. Contrarily, Joni Lam has a lot of supporters. According to these devotees, Suzy Lam is trying to seize control of Daystar TV by making these false claims. They assume that there would be more concrete evidence than conflicting accounts from various sources if Joni was truly responsible for hiding S. Some have even speculated that Jonathan and Suzy are trying to manipulate public opinion by bringing up a sensitive subject in an effort to derail Joni's campaign. For my part, I don't get the fervor of these debates. Suzy Lam is allegedly fabricating the accusations, according to numerous commenters on my podcasts. While some see a larger political and financial plot afoot, others find the timing of these accusations peculiar. After all these years, why bring this up now? But let's not sugarcoat it. Nothing ever has a simple answer in this type of situation. The seriousness of accusations should never be underestimated. Meanwhile, false accusations have the potential to permanently damage a person's reputation. We are faced with this situation. How do we determine the verity of multiple accounts? Furthermore, should one's private motives be considered when leveling such charges? An intriguing turn of events is that I have been attacked for doing absolutely nothing more than reporting on this continuing controversy. Although some see the transparency as a positive development, others worry that it will further drive a wedge between Christians. Instead of ignoring these issues, shouldn't we talk about them? As Christians, shouldn't we seek the truth instead of taking a side, since the Bible calls for wisdom and justice? Out of all the information we have, one question sticks out. Who is being honest here? To remove Joni Lam from office, is Suzy Lam fabricating charges? To shield herself and Daystar TV, Joni Lam may be playing down the allegations. According to Jonathan and Suzy Lam, their daughter told them a shocking tale about Estee in 2020, and Jonathan discovered Pete alone with her. Having said that, according to Joni Lam, the matter is now closed and nothing like that ever occurred. At its core, the issue is a heated dispute, and the gulf between the two camps will widen in the absence of evidence. According to Jonathan and Suzy, Marcus and Joni Lam paid little attention to their concerns and did not investigate further. If this is accurate, it would be a major failure to adequately address a serious matter. Furthermore, it would show that the most vulnerable were not protected. The issue may have been resolved years ago, but if Joni's account is accurate, it is only reappearing now for nefarious reasons. Concerns regarding this are substantial. Why wouldn't Daystar's upper management conduct a thorough investigation? If that was the case, then why isn't the information about the results made public? Even though the alleged event occurred years ago, many are wondering why Jonathan and Suzy are revisiting it now. Is there more going on, or is obtaining justice the only thing? It would have been more equitable if they had persisted in their efforts years ago. On the other hand, would the complete truth have remained hidden if there had been an effort to conceal the case? Consideration of timing is essential in such cases. It furthers the discussion of credibility and intent. As far as Joni Lam is concerned, her son and daughter-in-law are attempting to gain control of Daystar TV by spreading this story. If this is so, rather than being an innocent effort to uncover the truth, the accusations would be a well-planned assault. This remark implies that the argument is more about power struggles within the organization than it is about right and wrong. If that's the case, how does it reflect the ethics of those involved? Are you trying to advance your career or get something out of these serious accusations? Christians and non-Christians alike hold differing opinions on the matter. Suzy and Jonathan have a lot of backers who believe they're being courageous to expose the scandal. Nevertheless, there are others who find flaws in their account and question their credibility. Are they really going to lie about something of this magnitude? Is their goal merely to uncover the truth, though? Similarly, Joni Lam has a large group of people who support her because they believe she is innocent of all charges and is only protecting the church she helped establish. Because opposing viewpoints have presented compelling but distinct narratives, the fact that individuals hold differing opinions is significant. This disagreement has major emotional, organizational, and legal ramifications. Those who disregarded the issue ought to face legal repercussions if the allegations made by Jonathan and Suzy Lam are valid. However, it could be considered defamation if the assertions are unfounded. These are not frivolous accusations, and they could have far-reaching legal ramifications. This kind of thing has transpired previously in religious communities. Worldwide, Christian organizations and churches have been rocked by accusations of wrongdoing, cover-ups, and disputes amongst leadership. When there's smoke, there's usually fire, as history shows. False accusations have been utilized in the past to destroy institutions and tarnish reputations, but whether this precedent is applicable here is unclear. Since it is based on biblical principles, the truth is paramount. According to Proverbs 12:22, the Lord hates people who lie, but he loves people who are honest. Whether you side with Jonathan, Suzy, or Joni, the Bible says that truth will ultimately prevail. Ephesians 5:11 is another passage where Paul exhorts Christians to shame the powers that be rather than participate in their futile activities. The public must be informed if a crime has occurred. Claims that are not true should not be taken seriously, as stated in Exodus 20:16, which prohibits giving false testimony. No matter where they stand on this issue, Christians should pray, think deeply, and act wisely. Christians should seek God's direction and strive for justice, truth, and reconciliation instead of mindlessly choosing sides. For everyone involved, as well as for those who are observing and responding, this is a faith test. Christians are admonished in the Bible to use caution and weigh all evidence thoroughly before drawing any conclusions. Chapter 18, verse 17. Given the complexity of the situation, we must consider challenging questions. Do you have any opinions? Is Suzy Lam being truthful, or is she attempting to achieve her own goals? Is Joni Lam attempting to conceal anything, or is she the one experiencing pain? As this scene unfolds, let us remain wise, compassionate, and honest in our pursuit of the truth. Nobody can deny one thing, regardless of their stance on this issue. Someone needs to tell the truth. Accusations like these must not be ignored. Christians have a right to honesty, transparency, and fair treatment. It is imperative that this matter be thoroughly investigated and individuals responsible prosecuted if Jonathan and Suzy Lam are being truthful. But if Joni Lam is right and these allegations are unfounded, it makes me question whether Christian groups are utilizing false accusations as a weapon. Ultimately, the church ought to be a revered institution. No leader, regardless of their position, deserves to be untouched by criticism, for nothing is concealed that will not be revealed, and no secret that will not be known and brought to light, says the Bible in Luke 8:17. Therefore, I will leave you with this inquiry. Tell me who you believe. Does Suzy Lam really believe what she says, or is she plotting to harm Joni Lam? Please share your thoughts in the space provided, and let's continue discussing this vital matter. If you want to keep up with this and other major Christian scandals, you should subscribe.